Hey guys, and welcome to Art Club. I'm so excited to see you here. Are you excited to see what we're going to be up to for club this week? Can't wait to show you. Here we go. All right, you guys. So for our day one, which is today, the first thing that we're going to be making are these prints like this. And this is going to be part of our harvest corn wreaths that we're going to be making. All right. So that being said, here's some things. If we look at the slides down below, which you guys have access to in your emails, some of the things that we're going to want to have ready to go for the start of class today. I have down just a piece of paper grocery bag, and this is my table covering. You could use really whatever works best for you. It could just be a big old piece of paper. If you've got some like a table covering of some sort, really whatever, just so you're not getting your nice workspace messy and painted on, because we're going to be painting today. So the next thing I recommend is having some kind of either a wet rag, or I have just wet paper towel because we're going to be painting. So just in case any accidents happen, we've got that ready to go. We're also going to need the paint brushes that you got with your set in the mail. We are going to need the bubble wrap that came with your art supplies as well. You should also have different colors of paint, okay? And we each got different colors, that's okay. So we're just going to choose out of the colors that we got in our set. And if you have other colors at home, you are welcome to grab those as well. We should have also all received a bunch of different colors of paper. For today, the colors that we're going to need are just going to be the yellows. So we're going to need our yellow papers for today. You might want to wear some sort of a smock or covering just so that you're not getting your nice clothes dirty. All right, so here we go. We're going to be printing with our bubble wrap. Yes, you heard right. We're printing with our bubble wrap. You can kind of see the process that I've already got started here in order to do so. But we're going to start from the beginning. So let's rewind a bit. You have a sheet of 12 by 12 bubble wrap that came with your art supplies. And so, as you can see, I just sort of cut off a 6 by 6 inch chunk. So you can see that piece that had belonged there, and I just cut it off. So if we cut it in half and cut it in half again, so cutting it in half this way and then in half again that way, that'll give us our 6 by 6 inch chunks. And it doesn't have to be exact. We just want something a little bit smaller than this 12 by 12 sheet, because it's going to be really hard to paint on an entire 12 by 12 sheet. So 6 by 6 or any size kind of around there works really well. So we can put our scissors and the rest of the bubble wrap away. Now we're going to pick out our first color of paint. And you can choose whichever color you want to do first. I think I'm going to start with, choices. What do you guys think? What should I do here? Maybe I'm going to start with green this time. Why not? Try something new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint and open it up. Now, whenever I'm not using the paint, you want to make sure that you are closing that cap, because this could squirt all over and make a big old mess. Plus, it's going to dry out, and we need to use this paint for the rest of the week. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just add a little bit of that paint onto my brush. You could even squirt it directly onto your bubble wrap, but we don't need too much. So just be careful not to overuse it. And I'm just going to take and paint right on that. Now you can see my paintbrush was already a little bit colored on from the other paints that I've used. That's okay, because we're going to be layering and adding a bunch of different colors. I think it works best to use between 2 and 3 colors for this part of the project. And I don't want it too thick on there, because I do want to kind of be able to see through what I'm painting almost a little bit. Look at that, I'm already getting dirty. Get my paper towel, right? There we go. And I'm just going to continue on painting here. like so. You can see some areas are a little bit thicker painted on, some's a little bit thinner, and that is okay. Just go in like that. You'll also notice that I haven't gotten all the way to the edge, and that's okay too. So now that I'm done for the moment, I'm going to cap that just so we're not making a mess. Then I'm going to take my bubble wrap printing and I am going to flip it onto my yellow paper and give it a good press, making sure to kind of pat it on all the corners and edges so that the whole thing gets secured on there. And then this part is the most satisfying. I love this. Even listen to the sound. Boom. Isn't that amazing? I love that. And look at how cool that looks, right? So you're going to continue to do that over this entire sheet of paper as well as over your second piece of yellow paper. So we're going to want to make sure we have that done to both of them. Then we're going to start with our next color. So for this one, I think I'm going to do the yellow next. Actually, no, I'm going to do orange. I'm going to do orange for this one. So I've already got yellow on the paper. And I want to add a little bit extra colors to it. So I've got my orange now, and I'm just going to do the same thing. If you want to wait in between for the colors to dry, obviously I would have already printed this whole thing, but for the demo, I'm just going to do this one little section of it. But feel free to wait in between colors if you want to, but you don't have to, as obviously I am not waiting in between right now. And it's okay if those colors kind of mix and blend together. It looks kind of cool for this project too. So totally up to you, whatever works best for your schedule and what you're up to. But I'm just going to get that one ready to go. And I don't need to add quite as much paint for every time I add a layer, I don't need quite as much paint. And I also don't need to really worry about lining it up or anything like that. I'm just going to put it on there. Once again, press it down like so. And then the satisfying part, lift that right on up. Now, if I wanted to go over the top with some red or some yellow, I totally could, or whatever colors you've got. But basically, before next class period, what we want to make sure is happening is that we've got this entire piece of paper is covered with these bubble wrap prints in either 2 to 3, you could even do 4 colors of that. And that is what's going to turn into our corn for tomorrow's class. So make sure that those are dry and ready to go. Both sheets of your yellow paper completely printed just as you like them. If you end up not liking one side, don't worry, because guess what? Boom! There's a back side. So if you end up, having where you're like, oh, I don't really like those colors together, it's not working for me, just flip it to the back side. You can start on over. All right, you guys have so much fun and don't make too much of a mess. Or do. See you tomorrow.